What's up guys, Bear Game here, back with some more Idle Heroes, and today in still preparation to the beginning of our free-to-play account, which will happen most likely at Event Reset this week. We still haven't announced what the challenge will actually be, but I want to talk about the best heroes to pick for starter heroes on your account, because, well, specific ones can get specific tasks done very easily. Some of them really good, some of them really bad, and I think we're going to do this in a form of a tier list. I know I just said tier lists are bad, but when the tier lists are specifically for one little thing, then it can be pretty good. So hopefully you guys enjoy this one. Let's jump right into it. So let's jump right into it. Let's talk about the breakdown. Now, there are going to be a couple heroes on this list that are like a last resort type thing. That is what the D column is going to be. If you see someone in the D column, like legit, this is going to be like last resort. We're actually going to rename it the last resort column. S tier means they can do pretty much every single game mode, everything. A is like 2 to 3 game modes, so on and so forth. You guys get the point, right? Like you can understand where we're going with this. Like S tier means they're gonna be able to do every single game mode without an issue. Last resort are, well, if you really can't find hero copies to build, this hero can do. And we'll start honestly with the first one on the list, Shia. Not Sword Flash Shia, but regular Shia, because, well, she can get Sealand 20 done, and that is one of the goals here. You want to be able to get Sealand 20 done, you're going to want to get Tower of Oblivion done, and you're going to get Sealand done, as well as have a hero that can do decent in Realm's Gate and Void Vortex once you do become an E5 hero. Shia, she's okay, she can do some damage. Overall, not the best. She doesn't really have much survivability built in, which is why I'm going to put her on the list, but really, you should stay away from her. She should not be your first E5 hero, but last resort, you got a chance. And another one's an old hero, Cthugha. So Cthugha can get Sealand 20 done. He can do okay in a lot of different game modes. He's not the greatest against guild bosses, but he can do decent. He has really good survivability built in with the way he heals, so he is an option. I would consider him as a last resort over a lot of other heroes in the game. The next one, though, we're going to actually put our first S tier hero already, and that is going to be Penny. Penny can do everything. She can get you to Purgatory and Aspen Dungeon. She can do really good in Tower of Oblivion. She can do Sealand 20 for your Sealand attempts. She's not the best when it gets to Vortex and stuff like that, but she's a really good PvE damage dealer as well, and she can do a lot of things on your account. So she is good. Man, you know, I feel like actually I'm going to drop her down to an A tier, mainly because she does lack a little bit when it comes to the Gate of the Void gameplays. I think that's what I'm going to do. The next one on the list, I am going to bump probably into the C tier. Now, she is the easiest first E5 hero to build because they literally give you 5 copies of her just by doing the beginner chapter systems. She can do Sealand 20, but usually she needs some support. She's absolutely horrible in other game modes like Gate of the Void. She's just really bad, and she's bad also in Aspen Dungeon. She does some good PvE boss damage, though, so she is good versus guild bosses, but I would probably choose to not build her if I were you. She is very easy to build, but is she the best? Absolutely not. Is she a viable candidate? Yes. If worse comes to worse, you can build her. I would recommend building her up to like a 10-star and then maybe regressing or something like that. It is an option, but not one I like. Same with the next hero, Delacium. So Delacium, again, he can do Sealand 20. Besides that, he does some okay PvE boss damage. He really lacks in a lot of other game modes. I'm tempted to put him in the last resort column, but because you'll use him more on your account if you build the next hero, I'm going to put these in the order I think they go to in each column. We're going to stick them down last resort. I just talked myself out of the C category, so yeah. Next up, though, is going to be Ithaqua. Ithaqua is very much like Penny. She can get Sealand 20 done. She does very good in Aspen Dungeon. She does lack a little bit in Tower of Oblivion. And I'm just talking myself out of every grade when I compare it to the other people in that tier, which is a good reason to do the tier list, I feel like, because you start comparing the heroes and what they can accomplish. The one thing I will say about Ithaqua, though, is you will keep this hero on your account forever. Okay, I guess. Because you'll keep her on your account forever, you'll never regress her, you never replace her. She's very, very, very good hero. Like, very good hero. The best damage dealer for bosses in the game. She does struggle in some places, like Tower of Oblivion she is not the best at, but she is a good candidate, and I would like to keep her up there in the A tier. Now, the next hero we're gonna put probably, I'm struggling between A and B tier again. I'm going to go with A tier for Tix, because Tix destroys Tower of Oblivion. If you do not pick Tix to be your first E5 hero, you should at the very least build a 10-star of him to help you get through Tower of Oblivion, because all you need is a 10-star Tix with an energy artifact and your main E5 hero. You'll clear all 650 floors and unlock Tower of Dreams very, very quickly. He's very good. He can get Sealand 20 done. He's probably the easiest way to get to Purgatory and Aspen Dungeon, and he's very viable in Void Vortex and Realm's Gate with an energy artifact, just obliterating 4 of the enemies every single time you jump in. Very, very good option. The next one on my list drops down. Inosuke I used to have probably as one of the tippy tops, because at the time, well, he did everything you wanted. Nowadays, though, he's pretty much just a tenant for your Sword Flash Shia, but that's not a bad thing of building him first, because then you already have one tenant prepared for when you do build your actual Sword Flash Shia as your first Transcendence. So that is a viable route. That is something you can do. It powers her up. It's very good. He can do very easy solo Sealand 20. I think I've seen him do it with like an E4 or something like that. He does struggle in a couple places like Tower of Oblivion and such. He's a very good PvE boss damage dealer. And yeah, a very, very valid option to build. I'm going to throw Morax as the next hero down in the C tier. He can get Sealand 20 done. He's not the best in any other game mode, though. He is a little bit above a tier before the last resorts, though. So if you do need a hero and you like the hero, he is valid, but he's not the best. But that does lead us into the queen of this tier list right here, Eloise. She does everything. Well, I shouldn't say everything. She's not the best in Aspen Dungeon, but she's the best first E5 hero to have, and then transition into a first Transcendence hero of Vesa. Vesa paired with her is just absolutely amazing. You keep all your power, your household, everything on your Eloise, and you just have your Fairy Queen Vesa as a support hero. Very good combo for Vortex and for Realm's Gate and all those other game modes. She's the easiest solo Sealand 30, yeah, okay, 20. She can do it at like E3, legit. She's very good at Tower. She does struggle a little bit, and like I said, in Aspen Dungeon. She has got great survivability, though. Very good against bosses as well. Very best overall hero. There are a couple others I want to put on this list, and I think I'm going to stick this one down here in the C tier. Waldeck, kind of like Morax, he can get Sealand 20 done, but besides that, he doesn't have that many uses outside of that. I'm almost talking myself of putting Delacium up a tier, but I think we're going to leave them like that. And then the last hero. I don't know how to really rank this hero. This hero can do a very easy solo Sealand 20. Not the best when it comes to Aspen Dungeon. He's decent in Tower. He doesn't have that many uses outside of that. He, as a Transcendence hero, is just like not one you really go for as a free-to-play. I'm going to put Holmes Young right here because, number one, he does do Sealand 20 easier than Inosuke, in my opinion. But beyond that, like, maybe I'll actually bump him down. Maybe I'll put him below Inosuke on this list. I don't know. Because he can do some really cool things. He's got some crazy CC. I think just by thinking about him, I actually bumped Garuda up on this list to like dead center. Like she's like dead center middle of the pack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. Yeah, she's pretty much like either slot here. Her and Holmes Young are like right in the middle of the road. I don't know where to go besides that though, but this is gonna be your list for 2022 of still the best heroes, because yes, we've had more heroes come out, but they haven't really been solo type heroes. And we're not talking about light and dark heroes or anything like that, because you should never even attempt to do that. Getting enough light and dark food is just impossible for free to play this early on. So hopefully this helps you guys out, decide your journey, decide where to go. If you're a new player, returning player, this gives you a good spot to start as well. Hopefully you guys enjoy this one. I'll see you guys next time.